Malo, sir, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. This is another edition of the Strike Season Podcast. We have a special guest, Bryce. I'm not going to mess up your last name, but I always call you Young Bryce. Young Bryce from Bethune-Cookman, SID. Sir, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm going to get right into it. What is it like being an SID at a HBCU?
Better yet, what is it like being an SID at that school at Daytona?
Well, first of all, appreciate you having me on. This is definitely the first. Well, it's the first swag podcast I've been on. Period. That's not the one that we run. But I feel a little gross being here with the FAMU people. Right? I feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't be. Hoping Coach Theus doesn't see this one. I don't know where that'll land me, but I appreciate that. I'll tell you this. I went to. I'm from Tampa. I went to undergrad at Stetson. I knew Bethune-Cookman. I knew the area. I knew Daytona, obviously, because it's 45 minutes down the road from here. But it was totally different environmentally than I ever imagined. And obviously, Stetson is a PWI. It's as PWI as it gets, right? It doesn't get more like stereotypical that kind of school, right? So when you come here, obviously, it's different. In a ton of different ways. The culture is so much richer. The culture is so much more substance to it. There's generally more of a connection with the school here and with the history and with everything that goes into it, with Greek life, with everything else than Stetson or any PWI like that could ever get. So it's different. I mean, it's completely different, but it's good different. I learned very quickly coming in here when I first took this job back in 21 as an assistant director at the time, that the best path forward for me was to always sit back and listen and pay attention and take those cues because, I knew what an HBCU was, but it's never the same as when you're thrown into the environment. So to sit back and just take it all in and over the last 4 years, understand what it means to be here, what it means to be a part of this kind of bigger thing that's bigger than me, that's bigger than any student on campus, that's like this big rallying cry for the school and for all of HBCUs around the nation. It's been really helpful. It's been really fun. It's been really exciting. It's a unique university environment, obviously, but also in the athletic department. The SWAC is a very special place, very unique media circle we have here, which is part of what makes my job fun. It's been a blast, I think, especially as we've grown over the last couple years to see how we've been able to take it. Whether it's the little stuff, just people, engaging in a different way than you'd see at a different level of college athletics, but also there is kind of that family feel to all of it where everything is extra, jabby at one another sometimes, but there is that brotherhood. There is that connection with everybody. So it's fun. It's a blast. I've learned a ton here. I think we've been able to accomplish a lot. But really, as we continue to kind of grow and stake Bethune-Cookman's name in this league, in this conference, I think we're only going to get better as we go.
Well, you've been over the last year, much to my chagrin, you got your first SWAC championship in baseball, and Coach Hernandez made sure that he showed me the ring while I was visiting for the Edward Waters game. So I don't know how I felt about it because I feel like I'm an anonymous guy that like a lot of people don't know about me, and he made a beeline to me. I was like, oh, okay. He watches the show. So like, I absolutely love that. I'm going to say this and I'm going to deny it later. I like the fact that it came down to Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman at the end for a bunch of different reasons. One, there are a few sports, and I won't say the sports out loud, that it should always be Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M. I think that should just be it. And the other thing is that was the anointing of you guys coming into the league, and we now see it, hopefully not too much in basketball, but quite a squad that you guys have in basketball, and the absolute marketing of the school that you have done, for me, hit its fever pitch with the Holes campaign. And I will freely admit that we are very elder statesmen who have no problem being juvenile. And when I opened up my Twitter and saw that, and I went, oh, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Like, it was bravo to take the Holes movie, take Grambling Stakes Hole, and merge the two together, and then to not know that it was going to be viral. What did you like? What was your feelings when you saw the mentions? That's the real question.
Yeah, it was a big one. For me, right, the Monday posters are something I kind of started. It's been a trend in college athletics for a few years now. And I'm always trying to get better at graphic design in particular. So I just tried at the beginning of the season. I started to do one a week, just throwing something out there on a Monday. And it hasn't always been easy, especially in this league, because there's so many Tigers and Bulldogs. And it's like, there's only so much I can do. Oh, wow. Especially because we're the Wildcats, right? So it's like, oh, I'm supposed to do a cat looking at a dog every week or what, something like it. You got to be creative. And Grambling, thankfully, was one that having that identity of the stadium makes it easy, or made it easier for me. Trying to think about it. I thought the connection was going to be a little easier for people. I think the thing that really did it was my caption work on it, which, keep in mind, I finish these things at like 1 a.m. or later on Sunday nights usually, because I'm so like burnt out from the week before that I'm just trying to get it done. And so I couldn't think of anything super catchy off the rip. So I just went to the movie and I'm like, okay, I'm going to think about a quote from the movie. And that's a quote from the movie. Not necessarily anything behind it there, but then people took that one and ran with it. And sure enough, looking at analytics, it's like our department's most engaged with piece of media since since the stuff about Ed Reed a couple years ago that obviously everyone took with it. But like it took on a crazy life. Obviously, shout out to all the people who showed us some love, even if you were, trashing a little bit. That's totally fine. You looked, you liked, you retweeted. It was a blast. I will say, like, the poster thing in general has taught me one thing about the SWAC, or maybe reinforced something about the SWAC, which is that, like, and I know the one thing that BCU and FAM have in common is we kind of have to stick together as like the newcomers and everything. Some of these SWAC schools, man, that we've gotten in bed with now are so touchy about everything. Everybody's a slight. Everything is this. Everything is that. Like, as SIDs, as comm people, it's our job to go back and forth and jab each other to get the fans involved, whatever. But like when Curtis, who is the SID at Grambling, hits the final caption for the win with something like "Don't ever disrespect the hole again," it's like, hold on, I had no disrespect. Like, I love the hole; it's a fun place to play. I got no problems. I wasn't disrespecting nothing. And the same thing the next week where we play Jackson State, I go with the scene of a throne with the Celebration Bowl trophy on it and like this cat figure looking towards it. Everyone talking about, oh, you're disrespecting Jackson State. I said, disrespecting what? I'm giving you all the credit in the world. Like, you're champions. We're looking at you. We're trying to be like that, trying to set this moody scene. It is crazy. People are so sensitive, whatever. So if you're going to be like that, I'm going to play to it as much as I can. So, it's the name of the game down here.
I have on occasion rubbed the people the wrong way. The funny part is that when they say that I don't like them, they have to know that I've donated to their university. And I'm getting the emails every other day, and I'm just like, but they think I hate them. So
I don't like them. I don't like them. Okay.
We gotta live here, Marlo. But anyway, I tell people this all the time. We covered Florida A&M and HBCUs for 13 years, and we didn't fully engage because there were already people in the space. And I am this whole big media rights guy. Like, that's how I got thrown into the fire, if you will. And to see the SIDs and the work they do around the SWAC is amazing. I am a huge, huge, huge proponent of Florida A&M's SID. We have been covering Florida A&M and have been trying to get in the door and just couldn't do it. And then as soon as he got hired, responded to my email, got us in the door. So it the work you guys do and to have to, and I try not to email every day and text every day. Like I have contacted every SID in the SWAC probably. There's some that probably haven't had a chance to read my emails or whatever, but I contact everybody because I know some universities don't get a platform to be on. So I'm like, hey, we don't have the hugest audience, but whatever athlete you got, send them over. We have no problem telling the story. And that's why we're here. And I love the fact that you're here telling the story, being creative. That, again, the highlight of my year, because I got to do the whole, it puts the lotion on the skin thing. It was an absolute blast. So sir, thank you. I will ask a question because oftentimes there are stories that we don't know about from a media perspective that you guys do know. Is there an athlete at Bethune-Cookman that has an interesting story that we should know about?
Oh boy. One of the more interesting, at least in recent, in terms of those who are competing in the fall, is a sport that doesn't get a whole lot of love. Excuse me, is cross country. Our top runner, Andrew Kiplagat, is obviously he gets his flowers for he won the individual title. For the men, the program won the overall title, large in part of what he was able to do here. He transfers in from Jackson State in the off season, but prior to that, he comes over from Kenya. Right, he's fresh over here, and he had never competed collegiately. He had never trained at any kind of level like that. He'd never done any of that. He showed up over here, did his thing at Jackson State for a year, came in second place to our top runner a year ago, Victor Cabet, and then comes in here this year again with maybe a combined 2.5 years of training under his belt. His English is still improving, right? He's very low key. He's a nursing kid who's super committed to what he does in the classroom. But for him to jump up and he's winning these events that we're going up with Florida and Georgia and these SEC teams and these good mid-majors and these things all over the country, he's coming in and just doing that right off the rip and got a great attitude, a great spirit. Not a big media person. Like if I put him on the spot to do an interview, he's terrified all the time, even if it's just my team, because he's not either not comfortable with his English or just doesn't overall like to get that whole thing. But he's out here smashing every school record we have, beating his own record every time he goes out. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like he didn't even run close to his best race at the championship, and he annihilated his record or annihilated the field, beat the next closest person by 1.5 minutes. So he's not going to get the shine, partially just because of who he is, but for his path to get here with hardly anything under his belt, training wise, is unbelievable. He's just the nicest kid. He's just, I mean, that's the thing you learn back here is so many people are just such good kids. They're just here. Most of them are here to just get their school and get done. Athletics on the side, a way to help them get their degree. But he's a fantastic kid, great part of that program. He changed the whole outlook for the program in no time at all.
Those are the stories that we look for, because those are the stories, like in this new world of revenue share and NIL, people always think the absolute worst of athletes. And I always try to point out, like, you have to tell the story of the athlete who does get, and let's be honest, HBCU kids aren't getting like a huge amount of money. So in anything that they do with the money that they get that's positive, it's a beautiful thing. And the fact that they're able to just live and breathe, because when we were in college, it was $1.99 value meal from McDonald's, and that was the best way we could eat. So to see the way college athletics has changed, I think us as fans have to change with it and have to engage with the new college sports. So, it's
all about telling those stories, man. They get overshadowed by a lot, and it's our job to do that. And it's our job to, I mean, especially here, it's different at this level. It's different at HBCUs. It's different across the board, from the kind of athletes you bring in that sometimes are either down on their luck as an athlete or maybe have struggled elsewhere, a classroom or whatever, that come here to A, make sure their school is taken care of, and B, kind of rejuvenate where they're at or get to the next level or even be that stepping stone. Whatever they come here to do, it's our job to give them the best experience possible, and for my office to put them out there and give them a chance to, go up. It's no different than whether it's full-time staff here or the athletes, right? We are you have to be okay with being a stepping stone to get to that higher level. And that's both, personally and mentally, emotionally, but also, athletically.
Well, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. As always, I'm having surgery next month, but as soon as I heal up, I will be coming back to Daytona because, of course, we love to go to Daytona. Marlo?
No, I just want to say there's a lot about your school that rubs me the wrong way. You're not one of them. I really do like you. So as long as you're there, I will have kind of a like for that school in Daytona. But
Yes, sir.
if you leave, it's fire and brimstone.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the SWAC media folks, not even necessarily the ones who engage with us or engage with me personally, but everybody. It's a really fun little environment. I like what you mentioned about FAMU's department and helping you guys get in the door, because that's really where we're at. And I think the SWAC is finally starting as a conference to evolve a little bit more and allow more of that in. More of the podcaster, the new media type. It's good to see at Media Day the last couple of years, more folks like you guys or some of the others that come around, these podcasters. I know Scotty will never be able to get his foot in the door because they can't stand what he does. I wish they would, because he's honestly one of the best, outlets there is, one of the best there is at covering what we do here. He gets people clicking, he gets people talking. It's fun. I don't think they're ever going to come around on him, but if they do, I think it's a step in the right direction. But overall, right, that increase in this kind of coverage of the SWAC is such a blast. We want to always make sure that we're giving you guys what you need, helping you guys out, and just giving the SWAC something to talk about as a whole, because we always need the talking points. I'm all for stirring up the pot a little bit. We need it. It's good for us. We get each other around. You get each other back. It's fun, man. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Of course, should be a fun one. There'll be plenty to go around if it goes a certain way. If it doesn't, it might be a little quiet. But if it goes the way that I think it might, then there'll be some more of that. And then obviously we got a whole basketball season, baseball repeat, et cetera, et cetera. We got a lot going forward.
Well, I want to say that I wish you the best, except for when you're going against Florida A&M. I'll see you this weekend.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
make sure I say hello. I won't be the nicest until after the game. After the game, I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet.
Of course.
After we grab the trophy, I'll be very, very nice.
Yes,
But I want to thank you again for allowing us to come to Bethune-Cookman and for coming on the show, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate you guys lowering yourselves to talk to a Wildcat, man. I know it was tough, but I appreciate you just coming off that pedestal just a little bit and allowing me to come and talk for a little bit.
Well, again, thank you. Anytime you want to come back on the show, let us know, man. You're always welcome.
Hey, man, happy to help. Appreciate you, and I love what you guys do. Keep it up.
Thank you. Marlo, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. You are, sir. I am.
Go get it. Test two. Test two.
For everybody that's unaware, Marlo is also at a softball game. That ain't supposed to be it. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a brief break, and we'll be right back. It would be incredibly hypocritical if I was to judge someone with multiple kids and talk about the sanctity of the Black family. It would also be hypocritical if I held myself out to be some holier than thou role model, which I'm not. I'm a human. I'm a man. I put my pants on one leg at a time. If I see a K-Lease video on Instagram, I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, Lord.
I am human. I am not holding myself out to be something that I'm not. Now imagine what would happen if a future Hall of Fame quarterback would hold himself out to be a human who was fallible and was able to say, you know what, that statement I made about HBCUs, maybe I went too harsh. Maybe I went too far. Because the importance of understanding the God in you is that sometimes you can be wrong. You are fallible. Accountability is saying, I fucked up. Forgive me. Because even if nobody forgives you, the forgiveness is not for them to give you. It is for you to acknowledge that you need to be a better person. That's it. That's all it is. Now, that being said, anybody seen all Cam baby moms in the same room together? Because I ain't. But I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. I would like to say that I'm not proud of that moment, but I am, because I'm me.
Get it?
I am absolutely me. I think Molo is still at the softball game. So real quick, this week, we've had some exciting HBCU basketball, some upsets. The start of the season has been amazing. And again, for anybody who wants HBCU sports or HBCU basketball news, please follow Live for Hoops. Liv is what I call the oracle of HBCU sports. She has pretty much given us every bit of information that we need when it comes to HBCU basketball. Tonight, I watched Howard take on Penn. It looked as though, I'm sorry, not Howard, Norfolk State take on Penn. And it looked as though Norfolk State was going to win. They had opportunities before half to take the lead, came up short. And then at the end of the game, they had some opportunities to take the game over and came up short. So where Norfolk State is right now, I think, as Liv said, physically, they are a physically imposing team. They just need to make winning plays at the end of the game. There were some untimely three-point attempts, maybe even bad shots that were taken that allowed Penn to get back into the game. And then, shout out to Penn for being able to withstand such a gritty game. But as Liv said, this is going to be a team that is going to be physical as the season goes on. So my hat's off to Norfolk State. I think they're going to be better than people expected them to be. But again, this was a winnable game, but still, shout out to Norfolk State. I want to say, get to this schedule. North Carolina Central is in action tonight, and they are beating the life out of, I'm going to call my Sister of Mercy until I pull up their opponent. I'm sorry, it was an unusual team name. Also, while we're talking, Florida A&M played Georgia yesterday. Was not, I think it was a 30-point game. Not the outcome that we wanted, but get the check, get out healthy. I will say, after some concern for the first few games of the season, Anquan Bolin played better at 16 points the last I looked, and his shooting percentage was way better. So he is coming along quickly, which is, to me, commended. And on the men's side, on the SWAC right now, Alcorn State is playing LSU. They are down 50-44 against LSU. That's A little bit
Ye-
unexpected.
Yeah, sorry, I was in the field. We started our game late, but I was on my best behavior because I do genuinely like that guy.
Yeah, Bryce is good people. He good people.
But
You
his
know,
university, I could really like if I was the genie and I could like blink and it would disappear.
oh God,
But I would do
there
it.
is there is no way, absolutely no way. Jennifer thinks you're the good guy on the podcast. No way,
What?
no
I
possible
said
way.
if I was, but I'm not. So
So the impediment to you blinking them out of existence is the fact that you're not a genie. Okay. Anyway, getting back to this LSU Alcorn State game. Right now, it is a halftime 44-50 LSU. Let me get to this box score. Let's see what's going on here. Well, some this looks nothing jumps out like immediately, except that LSU is shooting 23% from 3-point land and 69% from free throw, and somehow Alcorn only has one free throw, and they're 100% from the free throw line. They're shooting 47% from the field, 38% from three. I mean, if LSU keeps screwing the pooch, so to speak, we might have an upset. We'll keep monitoring that. Getting back to those scores, Arkansas Pine Bluff is playing SMU and they're losing 45-28 over in the MEAC. And this is the men's side, by the way. Over in the MEAC, as I said, oh dear Father God, North Carolina Central is beating Toccoa Falls 92-50. Maryland Eastern Shore is deadlocked with Longwood 69-69. North Carolina A&T is in a dogfight with Morgan State. It's 65-60 with 7 minutes left in the second half. Ooh. Oh man. That Thursday night show on HBCU Nightly Network is going to get interesting. Delaware State beat Cheney, PA 88-70. And Coppin State beat Central Penn 103-62. Let me check the CAA. I just want to get these scores off.
I gotta go back in the field.
All right. Hampton lost to Boston College 63-52. I don't think that score is indicative of who Hampton is. And I believe Howard is off. And then on the women's side, I hope everybody's having an amazing classic week because I am. It is the most wonderful time of the year. I get to eat conch salad. Apparently, I get to dress up in matching outfits and all that good stuff. North Carolina Central lost to Charleston 75-60. In the MEAC. Morgan State lost to Johns Hopkins 75-59. And again, I already told you that Charleston beat North Carolina Central 75-60. On the SWAC side, Southern beat Tougaloo 55-36. And Louisiana Tech beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 73-49. And for my Florida State Seminoles, I don't believe they were in action. That is the women. Yeah. By the way, I hate doing scores without context. All right, so in the ACC, Florida State didn't play on the men's side. Oh, yes, we did. I'm sorry. We beat UT Martin 81-77. I just need to see the box score. I got some questions. I'm very concerned about this team shooting. And again, my concerns. 12 of 34, 35% from three. Not terrible. But you know, we got some bad shooting performances. So I don't want to live by the three and die by the three. Rebounding 32 rebounds, 20 assists. But on the opposite side, UT Martin out rebounded you. They had 40 rebounds to 32. Can't be getting out rebounded by lesser talent and be in the ACC. Yeah, Chris, it is. It's a nice slow night. And to be honest with you, with Classic and everything, I'm okay with a slow night because in about 48 hours, my life is about to spin out of control. It's going to be go, 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 go. It's going to be, pack, hit the road, get to the hotel.
I would have a lot more content to say, but this game started way later than it should have, and I thought we were going to have more people.
Oh, we normally, we normally have more people on tonight. I'm not sure. Dot works overnight, so he may or may not be conked out. I completely understand that. Listen, I'm here 2 times a week and probably on somebody else's show 1 or 2 times a week. So it's what I do. I enjoy talking about HBCU sports, Florida State sports, and I'm gonna get into a little diatribe here. I'm trying to prep myself with these scores so I don't have to go full. You know what? Let's just get to it. Let's just get to it. So the week kind of started like a normal week, and then we started hearing rumors about James Franklin being signed by Virginia Tech. And my thought process is, and I'll be honest with you, of what's available and that we can see. This is why, without let's go investigate this coordinator at this school, or let's go investigate this coach at this school who may want to leave. All of that being said, of the available coaches, James Franklin was the best coach available. So should the Florida State job come open on 12-1, even though I have been critical of James Franklin not winning the big game, of what's available, he was the best out there. Maybe we can mentor him or develop him into a national championship coach, or at the very least, build the program back up to where it is a national championship contender again. Because right now, it isn't even an ACC contender the last 2 years. So James Franklin was the guy that I was like, okay, criticisms aside, I know what he did at Penn State. I see the players that he put in the league. This could be our guy. If not for long term, right now, you know, and it's okay if he's not here for a long time. I'm okay with that. So when the rumors came out that he was talking to Vatek and it was getting serious, first of all, if you know anything about his agent, Jimmy Sexton, you know that these leaks were happening to drive up A, the cost of or the price of the contract, and B, getting other major schools to make a move. It's just the playbook. I've told y'all the playbook. First, it's going to be a rumor from unconfirmed sites. So the first rumor that popped out on a message board. That was the first one. That's the playbook. Now, next one is going to be a major outlet with an unconfirmed source. So the major outlet said, hey, James Franklin is talking to Vatek. That was ESPN. They didn't say who said what. They just said they're talking to ESPN. And then the next thing we got was our sources are telling us that James Franklin has finalized a deal with Virginia Tech. That's the whole playbook. And the next thing was the announcement, the official announcement that James Franklin was going to be the head coach at Virginia Tech. Now, a couple things we need to know about this Virginia Tech job. There is absolutely, and I don't care what anybody tells you from Blacksburg to anywhere in the state of Virginia, there is no pressure for him to win at Virginia Tech. Let me say this again. There is no pressure for him to win at Virginia Tech. Understand, when Coach Beamer was there and they was playing Beamer ball, they was in the Big East. It was a basketball conference. All they had to do was get to a bowl game. That was the expectation. That same expectation hasn't changed. Just get to a bowl game. Same Penn State. They're not expecting you to win a national championship. It's just, think of it as the ACC version of Vanderbilt. He fit in at Vanderbilt because there was no pressure, and he could just coach. There's no pressure at Vatek. He just coach. So if he wanted not to be in the pressure cooker with alumni and a shoe company running him out of town, I can understand that. You know, put happiness over everything else. But when it comes to my Florida State Seminoles, it wasn't going to be that. So I understand why he took the job that he took. For Florida State, we just got to make a decision. And I am confident in the coach, and we're going to do an end of the year evaluation. That's all horseshit. We have 2 seasons in a row that expectations were not met. That media people like me fed red meat to the fan base and say, hey, we're going to beat Alabama. And we did. Power of positive thinking. I didn't know we was going to need to do that every week because we ain't the coach. We expect the coach to do that. So, I mean, the contract, it is what it is. It's $58 million right now. On 12-1, it drops to $53 million. And everybody in the uproar, $53 million is a lot of money. We raised that and then some in less than a week. If the call gets sent out, the call will get answered, and people will start opening their pockets. His buyout isn't the issue. The direction of the program is the issue, because when you buy him out, what's the direction? Because everything else is now, anybody else that we bring in, we have to be sold a vision. So if you don't have anybody that can sell you a vision or sell the fan base the vision of, we're going to be a championship team, that ain't going to work. That is not going to work. But again, AD Ski Mask is on the clock. I've never seen this many Seminoles this pissed off. Period. There are less people pissed off now than they were when Willie Taggart was there. And that was
Yeah, that's
and
a telltale sign. That's a telltale sign. Very, very much so.
so I know a lot of people had their little comments about, well, James Franklin wasn't going to be the coach at Florida State, yada, yada, yada. If the numbers made sense, he would have been the head coach.
They were not gonna pay that man.
No,
They
they
just
were
weren't.
not going to pay. Let me go ahead and dispel this right now. Tech, Florida State, LSU, Florida, Penn State. The Penn State, they're not paying these buyouts the way they once did. These contracts are going to be different. People are in an uproar. LSU's coaching job is hot garbage because the governor is involved. You're not
Who wants to go there?
negotiating.
Who wants to go there?
You're not negotiating with just the athletic department and the president of the university. You're negotiating with state government. That's how far this has gotten. So for all of us to get in our feelings, listen, I'm the main one. I call them old cornrows. I am sure that as a human being, he's probably an excellent dad, a great church member, probably even a deacon. He is probably a wonderful person. This is Florida State football. I could care less if you were slapping babies in your free time, as long as you got the dub and recruited like we need you to recruit. Now I'm being extreme. Don't take me at my word. If you slap a baby, I'm probably gonna slap you, but you know what I'm saying.
I
All
was
that
gonna
good
say
guy, all that nice guy
that.
stuff, all that all shucks. Listen, I love St. Bobby. Bobby dead. It's okay to rip off a motherfucker every now and then. Don't get your ass up in that podium like you about to cry. That ain't passion to me. That's something that Ash do when he get caught in a lie. So I just need him to win. And for everybody to say if he went out, he should keep his job.
Nah, he done lost that locker room
Yeah,
and the confidence of the fan base.
you know, it's for him, not just for us, for him. He's got to find a less stressful place because this recruiting cycle is going to be vicious, and it's only a one window portal this year. So imagine not winning the portal, not winning recruiting. Yeah. Them ticket prices, they're going to go start to drop on secondary markets. It'll still be people there because we go to the games. We gluttons for punishment. And it'll be people that still watch because we love to watch, and there's people that love to watch us lose because they ain't watching that school in Coral Gables. But I digress. On to happier thoughts, the ACC released a campaign on why the Ivers should be in the playoffs. Something they never did for Florida State. I just find it funny that Miami is not going to get into the playoffs. We'll be the highest ranked team in the ACC. But because their coach lost 2 games in the middle of the season, they are mathematically out of the ACC championship game. It couldn't happen to a better school. Could not happen to a better school. But again, I digress. So I was hoping to have everybody here today, but something very, very interesting happened on Good Morning America today. And I found that very, very interesting. So, for those of you who don't know, there is a gambling scandal in college basketball. And it's not solely, or it's not exclusive to college basketball, but all of these gambling scandals are happening all at the same time. So, a young man, Dae Dae Hunter, played at the University of New Orleans. Has got himself in trouble, banned from basketball for an alleged betting scheme. And I'll just, again, this is on Good Day, Good Morning America. I'll just run this little snippet, and then again, you can go see the full interview on YouTube or wherever you consume your content.
Knock it down.
He was a starting shooting guard with a smooth three-point shot. But now, Sidquavius Dae Dae Hunter is banned for life from the NCAA. Embroiled in a game, an NCAA investigation found Hunter and two of his University of New Orleans teammates engaged in point shaving, manipulating their on-court performance to influence the outcome of select games for betting purposes. At least 7 New Orleans games were under the microscope, including this one last December against McNeese State.
That's Hunter once again. This time he hits the three-pointer.
Did point shave. I mean, I did go out there and not do my best, basically shooting the ball and not actually trying to make it, but making it. Like make a couple and miss a couple.
Hunter says players were approached by an unidentified bettor out of Las Vegas who likely saw green flags in the form of dollar signs.
The way they did it, they'll look at the record. They're like, yeah, it's a better chance that they lose by a certain spread.
Were you worried about the consequences if you tried to point shave and failed and you lost that better money?
95%. We were going to get the job done.
Text messages recovered by investigators from teammate Daquavian Short's phone included an exchange between Short and Hunter in which they discussed receiving $5,000 for their participation in the scheme.
I was money hungry. That's all it was, money hungry. Fast cash.
What did you want to do with that money?
Skip that question.
I see some emotion on your face here. Can you explain why?
I mean, I don't know.
Hunter getting up from our interview to go compose himself. He returned ready to share his story and his motive.
What was the motivation for the money?
Basically, I had a child. I just had a child. So, like, the school wasn't paying me money. So, like, I was trying to get money to actually take care of my child.
So you had a newborn baby to take care of. And here comes this scheme that's going to get you money to take care of your kid. What are you going to tell that child when they grow up and they're old enough to learn about this?
Don't do what daddy did.
Hunter initially denied his culpability to investigators.
You lied to the NCAA.
I did.
What did you say?
I'm not gonna go through the whole 3 minutes, but that pretty much, we've been saying it for years, that at some point the NCAA was gonna get up with fleas. Now, when it was happening to the NBA, it was cute. Everybody was making little jokes. You throw away your whole career over, $6,000. We got a kid here, $5,000. For most of us, $5,000 is not a lot of money. But for him, it was the world. And I'm a little concerned because there are other schools that are embroiled in this betting scandal. And there's 2 HBCU names who were connected in this. And I'm concerned. I am concerned with how the NCAA has chosen to both lay down with gambling operations and then not expect it to be consequences. These are the fleas, and I'm not calling this young man a flea. I'm talking about stories, anecdotes like this are the fleas that you're going to get up with when you are in bed with gambling. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to gamble on X, Y, and Z. It's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that when the house and the sports organizations are in bed with each other, there is a problem. And it's going to be a problem. There's no way around that. It's going to be a problem. The NFL has it. Baseball has it. The NBA and college basketball have it. It was only a matter of time. So I wish this young man the best, but these choices have now made his life very difficult. Hopefully he doesn't have to do jail time, get into a little intervention program. Hopefully he gets a second chance, but it probably won't be in basketball. So, but again, be careful what you do. Be careful what you do. Because sometimes that easy money is not worth it.
I think we do a lot of these kids a disservice by continuing to think that they're gonna do the right thing on a regular basis instead of like the mentoring part of it is not there. Like it was, I don't know, it's a spiral effect. This young man had a kid well before his time, and desperation calls for desperate things, and that's pretty much what happened. He got desperate. Saw a way.
I tell people
This
all
ain't
the time.
the end. It ain't the end for him because they're. I mean, he still got to live his life, and he got to be there for his child. So he got to do whatever he got to do. And I ain't talking about no illegally. It's a whole lot of things that he can do to make money.
Listen, I was a janitor, and
Facts.
tell people all the time, it is nothing wrong with being a janitor. I was a janitor at the highest of 7 Hills.
I'm right here.
So getting it out the mud, you got the easy way and you got the hard way. This is him having to deal with his hard head. Nah, he getting spanked around. So there's that. Switching over to football, my Las Vegas Raiders did what I thought they was gonna do. They got embarrassed on Monday Night Football at home against the lowly Dallas Cowboys. And Doc ain't here to defend his Cowboys, and that's fine. But all those people celebrating, talking about the Cowboys are gonna do this and that, it's the Raiders. Listen to me. I'm telling you. It's the Raiders. Geno Smith is on a campaign to throw the most interceptions in an NFL season. If you think Marlo hate Jameis Winston, let me tell you something. Jameis Winston looks like a Hall of Famer compared to Geno. Point blank, period. You ran the ball.
I don't hate Jameis Winston, for the record. I hate the fact that he threw 30 interceptions. Good pitch. But I do not hate that guy.
He threw 30 touchdowns. This man is not going to throw 20, but he's going to have 30 interceptions. So, But again, congrats to Doc. You know, your Cowboys might make the wild card. We'll see. Now we talk about how this is an amazing time of the year. It's Classic Week. And me and Marlo got a long history with Florida Classic. Long history.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Shout out to Miss Griselda. She posted something on X. I didn't think we could go too far in the rivalry, but asking if Miss Bethune was friends with CJ Walker, and if so, why her hair looked dry. That was too far. That was too far.
I'm mad. I ain't think of it. That was so creative.
That was too far. And I didn't think we had a line that could go too far. But apparently that's my line in the sand. I will admit that I laughed. I did laugh. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I ain't perfect. So how you gonna judge me? But I am pleased with the banter. Hopefully, because Bethune-Cookman is talking a lot. I went to their therapy session on Sunday night because they have a therapy session every Sunday after football games.
Talking loud and saying nothing. That's what they're doing. That's what they continue to do.
I want 40, 50,000 at the Florida Classic. I do. I want all the Cookman people that has ever shown up at a game in the last 5 years. I want them at the game. Because I know, fam, you going to bring 20, 30. Come to the game. So that when y'all lose, then, y'all cry back. And it's not a long drive. Like, it's not a long drive. It's like, what, 45 minutes to Daytona? I think.
I'm good.
So,
yeah, who want to go back? They might as well just chill out in the O. They got to go back to the hood, the ghetto.
Marlo. I know I should probably say stop, but keep going.
And young Bryce, I'm talking about something. He went to a PWI, but the culture and this was different and that was different. Yeah, that it is different. He ain't never been to the hood coming from PWI. He got seasoning on his food. They ain't got no seasoning in Stetson. Stetson in D-Land. So yeah, it was different. A good different. That's what he meant.
Yeah, he said that. He said it was a good difference.
Yeah, because he got seasoning.
I mean, he do work right across the street from Bethune Grill. So he can always, walk across, see Earl people and get some wings. And then they got, you know what, Marlo? They got a Buc-ee's. Ain't no Buc-ee's in D-Land. They got a Buc-ee's right there in Daytona. That's a good reason to go to Daytona, is to go to Buc-ee's. Right?
Yeah, because they beach is trash. Yeah, I said it.
But again, Classic Week. I'm trying to think of my favorite Classic moment that is not a fight involved.
But the craziest part is I root for the kids, but they just got the wrong shit on their jersey. I want all the kids to do good. But I don't want that school to win shit.
Oh God. The oh, that comment with the background is crazy. I'll say this. One of my favorite moments in classic history was again 1990. I think it was 42-21. Florida A&M. And the reason that it was one of my favorite moments, it was because I snuck off to the classic, ain't had no business being there, and had a good old time in my daddy's car. That's special to me. Probably not the best example, but that was special to me because I felt grown. Like I was at the classic, at the let out at Old Tampa Bay Mall, and riding around with grown people, and not riding around with grown people in the car. I'm just talking about back then when the game let out, they would just drive around Old Tampa Bay Mall until the police shut it down. So that used to be like a highlight. I kind of miss them old days. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Mall isn't there. It has been replaced by a trash ass $1 place. So that will never come back, but there will always be special moments in Florida Classic history when it comes to Tampa. And in Orlando. I didn't realize until this year that, the Alley Cat couldn't dance. I wasn't aware of that till, people showed me the dance off videos. I was like, wait a minute, they cat can't dance? Okay. All right. Well, maybe Bryce got more seasoning than the Alley Cat. Who knows? But I think we pretty much had everything. Are we doing the show Thursday night, Molo? I'm not sure if he's still there. So we should be in Orlando before we have a show on Thursday. I will coordinate with everybody. I will definitely let you know, but we will be in Orlando Thursday for the Classic. It's just a matter of getting everything moved and packed up and everything. So if at anything, we do not have a show. I'm planning to have a show. I'm trying to get the FAMU Avengers on for the show Thursday so we can talk about the game and have a good time. It's classic. Again,
we will be. We will have the RV.
Okay, so we'll be broadcasting from the RV. I'll be packing up my equipment and we'll broadcast from the RV. But one of the things that I definitely want everybody to know. Oh yeah. I definitely want everybody to know is that we're gonna get the Avengers together. Jamal said he'll be there Thursday afternoon. He'll be there 12, like noon Thursday. I'll try and get to the luncheon. Are we doing you doing the luncheon, Marlo? Are we gonna do the luncheon?
I don't know if I can. If I can, I will.
We'll see about doing the luncheon. We'll hit some events. I do not know what party we're going to. We normally do mangoes, because that's just what we do. So we normally do mangoes. We'll see how that goes. And then from there, it's the game. And because I have to work the event, I don't have to wear matching outfits because I got to put on my Fat Mouth Sports attire so people can know us, see us, love us. And I don't have to wear the tracksuit. So
that shit is gonna be fun. Here we go right now! And I'm gonna get punished.
Okay. So yeah, again, I want to thank everybody that came out for the Madness Basketball Podcast. As always, as you can see there, we have a QR code at the bottom of the screen if you want to donate to the podcast. Also, go to watch.fatmouthsports.net. That will take you to our YouTube page. Like and subscribe. Also, we have Fat Mouth Sports on Facebook. Fat Mouth Sports on Facebook. Follow, like, subscribe. And then also on Twitter, Fat Mouth Sports on Twitter. You can also follow me on Twitter, Troy White. That's my regular name. The Jazz027 is my handle on Twitter. You will get light, funny comment as best I can. Sometimes I'm very serious, sometimes I'm not. But as always, I lead with love. Marlo, you got anything to say for the people till we hit them streets on Thursday?
Look, that school in Daytona. But the Bryce, I like you, bro. But fuck your school.
Well, that being said, for everyone here at Fat Mouth Sports, myself, Marlo, Doc Holiday, HBCU Overdrive, I hope everything's okay. We are out.
That's wild. The other Splash Bro to move to Dallas and now he dating Megan Thee Stallion.
And then propose. They ain't dating no more.
You know what, Marlo? I believe you right. Because he out here taking her fishing and shit. I'm not taking you fishing unless you special because you're going to disturb me while I'm fishing. So,
Oh, he
yeah, I
didn't.
believe